Hi, I thought I'd do a quick inbox review of the Airfix British M3 Stuart Honey. There's probably quite a few reviews of this kit actually out there already because it's probably fairly well known. It is a reboxing of the Academy kit, but I thought I'd just give a quick review of the Airfix boxing and see how it, what it looks like, see if it's a good kit. Yeah, typical Airfix. We've got some quite good artwork on the front. We've got a couple of versions, standard red box, standard bits and pieces on here, etc. Focus. Kit number A1358. And then again we've got a couple of versions for us here. So let's get straight into the box. Parts, number of bags there, instructions, and the decals. I'm just going to move this over here. Two sheets. First of all, we've got our instruction sheet here. Colour, bit of colour in there. Nice, fairly standard sort of Airfix affair. Start off building the inside of the vehicle. Oh, hang on a minute, no, I've missed that. Look at that, it's different. It's a fold out instruction sheet, so that's going to be difficult for me to show the whole thing, but it should be fairly straightforward build. We've really got the sort of wheels going together, the gears, the main chassis there, and then we sort of work on some of the internal storage, the main internal bulkheads. We then go on to seats and sort of the interior going together. Then we've got the upper hull and the sort of side skirts going on, and bits and pieces, boxes and lights and guns, etc. going in there. It's quite nice. There's some little photographs there of where the, how the parts should look once they're attached. This is all the various, again, exhausts, external boxes going on there, fuel cans, and then we come to individual tracks or flexible tracks. So you've actually got a nice option there, which is quite cool. And then we've got the turret, the main gun, the 30 cal, by the looks of things there going on, and all the sort of final bits and bobs at the top. So nice. And again, you've got some actual photos of a completed model showing you where, how the location of the various parts should look, which is quite good. So that's quite nice. We then have what's always a bonus, and what the Academy kit didn't have originally, is a proper colour call out. Actually in colour, so that's quite nice. And a spray mat, which is a bonus. Paint codes, I don't know, I assume they're in Humbrol probably, looking at that. These look like Humbrol numbers to me. 33 flatback black sounds familiar. Obviously there's no other paint guide colours for different manufacturers, so you'll have to work those out. What else have we got it here? We'll have a quick look at the decals. Let's come out of these. I don't know who these are printed by. Just says Hornby, Margate, Kent. I don't believe Hornby actually print out their own decals, but it's possible, I suppose. They look nice. They're glossy. There's not much there really. They're all in register, so yeah, pretty good. One of the advantages of doing armour, there's not that much to do when it comes to deckling. So if you don't like deckling, probably should be building armour. Let's have a look at the main chassis. Obviously, because this is an older mould, it'd be interesting to see if over time it has. I've now managed to cut a piece of plastic out, how it's changed. Whether there's a lot of flash or any mould problems. I mean, I say old, I think it was early 2000 this originally came out. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly no flash or any nasty things there that I can see. It all looks pretty good. You've got lots of raised bolts. Nice. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's not a big tank. Going to be hopefully a fairly quick build. I'm not a massive armour builder myself, but I'm actually quite looking forward to doing this as a bit of a change. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated. There certainly isn't a massive amount of parts there. Let's go on to this next pack here. Again, you know, you can tell almost straight away this is an Airfix, his own moulding, because it's all separate bagged. And we all know that Airfix is not normally separate bagged. As you can see, the turret, it's not a big tank. Again, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's no real texture to the casting, but obviously you could add that yourself. I don't know if what the real tank's like, but you know, it's a basis for a good build, I think. Again, we've got various bits and pieces, the sort of tub inside the turret ring, various little bits and pieces. They're quite crisp. No flash, which is nice, so it shouldn't be a lot of clean up on there. It's quite good. I'm going to put these back over there for a minute, and then we come on to another bag. Did a very good job of opening this one. Come back to it in a minute. So we've got the main sort of decking area here. Looks pretty good. Again, you know, there's no flash. The parts are pretty crisp. Shells. The rear plate. You know, maybe not as much detail perhaps as a modern kit, but still not bad. You can pick this kit up for about 20 quid if you shop around. I'll come back to the tracks in a second. These the rest of the individual tracks here. And the wheels. There's a piece of cable, or cotton to be used as cable. Sorry. Again, you know, it's a nice fret. There's no real flash or anything there. Fairly nicely moulded wheels. All looks pretty clean. It's pretty good. The mould's lasted well. Then we've got the individual track links. Now, I've had mixed feelings about these. I said I'm not a real heavy armour modeller, but I have done a couple in the past, and I did one with individual track links, which I actually quite enjoyed. It was a First World War tank, and it went together well. It was a Meng, I think. But I remember doing an old Dragon kit, and it's still in the box in pieces somewhere because I completely lost the will to live with doing the tracks. One of these days I will get around to doing something with it. It might be used as a part of a diorama or something, maybe knocked out tank. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I mean, these look like they ought to go together quite well. They're clean parts, which is a good start. There is a lot. I mean, there's not a lot, I suppose, compared to some of the kits out there. Your choice, really, because as you'll see in the next bag, we do get the rubber band tracks. So interesting to see. I should have. It's got 2 frets in this last bag. Again, here we've got some quite nice sashels. Come a bit closer to some of these detailed parts so you can see them. There's the 50 cal machine gun and a 30 cal. They're quite nice for the scale. Ammunition boxes, quite detailed, not bad. Little box there. Your tools. I mean, you know, really for 20 quid you can't knock it. It's a good little kit. And here we've got some more bits and pieces again. Bring these a bit closer here for you to see. Main gun barrel, one piece. not a big gun on this tank. Radio looks quite nicely detailed. Exhausts. Again, it's nice, clear, clean fret. There doesn't seem to be any flash or any nasties on there. And then, either love them or hate them, you've got the rubber band tracks. You know, they are what they are really. These don't look too bad compared to some I can remember in old kits, and potentially they might look quite good once painted with a wash. Obviously with these things it's getting the right sag, but it's nice that you're given the choice at the end of the day. So that's the Airfix British M3 Stuart Honey 1/35 scale. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite looking forward to doing that, as I say. I think it'll be a nice little tank, bit of a change. And obviously with this one you do get some more interesting paint options, other than obviously you've got the sort of olive drab option, but you have got, you know, you can play around with the you know, this sort of sand, supposedly blue-grey, although that looks more green to me in the picture, but or pastel green. I'm not sure the paints they're recommending. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not an expert on these things. You'd probably need to do a little bit of research just to confirm the colour scheme. Maybe it is supposed to be that sort of green, but you know, looks a good scheme. Something a bit different. So looks good. No figure, of course, in this one. Unfortunately, would have been nice if maybe you'd had the sort of commander figure as per the instructions. But I'm sure you could get one out there somewhere on eBay, or you know, within your local model shop maybe. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was useful. Speak to you again soon.